Greetings, researchers and SLA 2009 attendees. This is August Jackson, and I'm creating a series of screencasts to help you understand how you can use RSS to cast a wide research net and save time. There's a specific use case that I want to bring to your attention of custom search that gives you up-to-the-minute information about a situation ongoing as it happens in near real time. And that's using the search.twitter.com functionality to create custom feeds for ongoing items that are being posted to Twitter. Twitter is the website of the Web 2.0 world today, and it seems that you can't go anywhere without hearing a lot about Twitter. But one of the really unique things that it does make available is a near real-time platform to aggregate the observations and the experiences of millions of users. It's increasingly becoming a first instance of news. People are very familiar with the fact that the U.S. Airways Miracle on the Hudson in this past January, when the plane landed safely in the Hudson River, it was first learned on Twitter. Last summer, California's earthquake, I first heard about that on Twitter. The Mumbai terrorist attacks last year, first heard about that on Twitter, and followed the ongoing developments first and foremost on Twitter as opposed to traditional news media. So this is becoming the case for big events, but it's also becoming the case for more specialized events like conferences and whatnot. So you can see here that I have Mozilla Firefox open. This is on a Macintosh, but of course you can have Mozilla Firefox on a Linux machine or a Windows machine as well. And I have the website open onto my Google Reader. So I've created a Google Reader account, and I'm aggregating my RSS feeds into this particular interface. And I have RSS feeds to which I've already subscribed and have new news items posted right here. But if I go to search.twitter.com, I can enter any term of relevance that I want to track in real time. And in this case, I entered SLA 2009. This is the tag or the hashtag for the SLA conference. A hashtag is the number sign with a short series of letters or numbers behind it that have been chosen by participants in the Twitter discussion to describe a particular event or a topic. So for the Skip 2009 conference, we chose the hashtag Skip 2009. If I do a research, it's too old. The postings, that's from last April. Search.twitter.com doesn't go that far back into its history, so unfortunately there's not anything that I can show you there. But the Skip DC chapter has a hashtag that I've used in the past to post about Skip events there, and you can see these are the postings that I made during our last chapter meeting. And if you were following Skip DC, you would have seen these show up in your RSS aggregator. But we're going to go back to SLA 2009 for our purposes because we want to track the discussion that's going on about the conference. So I've entered the search, and I can choose to do that with or without the hashtag, and it shows up pretty much the same. And then I'm going to subscribe to it. I have two options. I have the feed for this query right here, or I can choose to add the Atom feed in my bookmark on Delicious. Most modern RSS aggregators, by the way, I just want to talk about this difference between Atom RSS 1.0 and RSS 2.0. For the vast majority of modern aggregators, none of this makes any difference. My preference is always to use RSS 2.0 if it's an option that's available to me. Really, that's just the appeal of novelty or newness, or 2.0 must be better than 1.0. For most of our purposes, if we're not talking about enclosures, like a podcast feed or something like that, RSS 1.0 or Atom, it just doesn't make any difference. It's all as good as anything. And your aggregator will not know the difference. But, sometimes you'll see more than one option up there. Really don't worry about it. But if RSS 2.0 is there and is available, I say go for RSS 2.0. That's just me. So click on feed for this query, and we can choose to add it to Google Reader or add it to Google Homepage. We're going to click Add to Google Reader. And it comes to Google Reader, but it didn't add the feed. And again, one of the things I'm doing in this exercise is I'm not hiding some of the technical issues that happen from time to time. Today I have been having some technical issues with Firefox, but I want to show you how to take the old school approach. So that didn't work, but we can go back to the Twitter search, and if we had the URL actually displayed here for this RSS feed, we could copy and paste that. We don't have it there, but it's easy enough to copy this link location. I right click on the Twitter feed, the RSS feed for this query, and I chose copy, and then I'm going to choose add subscription. I'm going to paste it. I want to take a look at this real quick. Does it look like the right RSS feed? It's the right URL. It's got Atom in there, so it's an Atom feed, and then it's got my search term in there, and there's enough question marks and equal signs and percentage signs that it's sufficiently incoherent that the syntax tells me, yeah, that's probably an RSS feed. So I click Add, and now we have the RSS feed for the SLA 2009 hashtag added to Google Reader. So now anytime a Twitter user posts a tweet about the SLA 2009 conference in which they've incorporated this hashtag, I'll see it in my RSS feed. And that's a great way to keep track of what's going on at a particular conference, the discussion that's taken place related to that conference. Really is a very useful tool if, let's say one of your competitors is having some sort of analyst industry day, or if there's a big announcement coming from one of your competitors, or there's a trade show going on that you want to keep track of. This is a very useful tool to maintain your knowledge of that situation and do it almost in real time, and get almost firsthand on the scene information. This is really useful.